Welcome back, everybody. Once again, you're listening to the Entrepreneurial. What's up with the serious face? I was kidding. We don't have to be serious.
Sorry.
I'm your host, Jeremiah Fox, here with my guest, John Busso.
Again, that's me.
The spicy meatball of Windsor Terrace.
Please, no. Nice.
So, John here, open Space Station Prospect. We'll call it a gaming.
Game-based learning space is
game-based learning space.
Yeah.
I've not. So I was telling people are like, "Oh, what is it? What's coming?" And I'm like, "It's a game. It's a game. What did I call it?
Something.
A game spot. Something.
No.
Game lab. Game something. I can't remember." And someone was like, "You mean like an arcade?" And I was like, "No, asshole. They don't make those anymore. You old fuck." They got the one in Coney Island, and that's like it.
Right.
Which that's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Arcades. That's the only thing I knew of.
That's what I said. In Atlantic City, I would go to the arcades all the time.
Loved it.
You know, I like to look at my space as like a educational arcade sort of thing. That's the way I like to look at it. In some ways.
And it's a little different, like coming in, like going in to pick my kids up.
Mm-hmm.
Get the hell out of here. We got to go.
Yeah.
It's definitely laid out a little differently than I thought. So why don't you get detailed about what your space offers people?
So we have a lot of different types of content, and I created a very modular type of space so that we can kind of change things up as things go. So usually we use the front for our tables, and we have all sorts of board games and card-based games, and then we also do like what I call blended games, where you have something that's physical, and then you have something that's on like an iPad or a tablet too that you interact with, and then in the back we have some big screens with some video game content and computers and things like that. What
were the wheels?
Yeah. So I have this thing called the Ring Fit, which is cool. It's a Switch thing where you like exercise using this like big wheel, and there's like all these different mini games that you can play as well. But they have like a whole RPG that you can run through where it's like exercise, but
do you have the dance off thing?
I'm thinking about it, yeah, because that's always been a big hit.
I might come in for that.
Yeah, the Just Dance type of stuff, man. That's always been a big hit. So yeah, I like.
You guys need like a little TikTok center in the back.
Yeah. I like things that create like physical interactions or physical movement.
I think that's you're gonna get a lot more parent involvement.
Yeah.
If they're like, wait, Johnny gets to run around.
Yeah,
too?
no, that's something that I really wanted to develop as well. That's why we're working on the backyard space too, to make sure that we have a nice outdoors and
good luck with that.
We'll do it. We're gonna get there.
That alone.
We turned the dry cleaner into what it is now, didn't we?
Yeah, but like that yard.
Yeah, I know.
That'll be a work out all on
I've
its
seen
own.
it. Yeah,
I've done it. You're gonna find Jimmy Hoffa's body back there.
Hey, maybe.
But your family probably put it back there. Anyways.
No, it was De Niro. It was D.H. De Niro that did it.
D.H. De Niro.
D.H. right? CGI D.H. De Niro. So yeah, we have the kind of space for it all, right? So we have our physical stuff up the front, and then we have the digital stuff in the back. And I think it's really important to have this combination of the two. And then once we have the backyard, we can have this outdoor space as well, so that we add another element to it. So that we're gaming, but we're gaming in all sorts of different ways, and it's not just screen time, which is one of the things that I'm really I don't want to shy away from it completely, because I think that there's a lot of
it's
value.
Not going away.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of value in it, and I especially feel like from my years of experience in teaching, one of the things I can do is help kids to maximize that time, and find value in that time, because a lot of the time, what are the kids doing? They're playing like Fortnite and they're not getting anything. They're getting some stuff out of that. I could argue that they are getting things out of that, but they're not getting what they could be getting out of.
You guys do Fortnite?
No, we stay away from the first-person shooters, man. I do not believe in the first-person shooters for that. We stay away from all that type of content. Yeah. No, as a parent, and as an instructor, like that's something that I understand. And there's so much more out there besides that stuff, you know. Even though like a game like Fortnite is like a social construct in a lot of ways. It creates this kind of socialization area for people. But there's other places like that too. There's other digital.
So do you all have that like the socially connected gaming? I'm completely fucking ignorant.
Yeah, that's I don't even know.
Where the kids like talk to each other and they're playing somebody across the planet. Like you guys do
no,
that?
I try to stay away from like
what do they
online.
Call that? I don't know.
Massive multiplayer maybe is what you're talking about.
I'm brick and mortar. I'm like I'm in the street. I wear shoes. And move a lot. If they put one of those little bracelets on my leg that mark like how far I went in a day, it would be like, I never leave a 2-block radius, but I walk like 15 miles.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah. No,
I don't know any of this
okay.
stuff.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You
What
know,
do they
listen,
call it? Where the kids like they got the headsets
yeah,
and they're
yeah.
locked
No,
up in their
they're
room.
online playing. You know, they're massive multiplayer online playing. That's cool, and that's something that kids can get at home on their own.
So you're
that's
like,
not
you're not
something
messing
that
with
they
it,
need to do in my place. You know, in my place,
appreciate that
they
too.
should be interacting with each other.
Yep.
And
Cool.
that's one of the big, one of the problems with gaming, where everybody's kind of gaming in their own spaces but by themselves, means that even though they're interacting with people that might be on different sides of the planet, which is really cool too, because you learn a lot of things about stuff. They're not getting those direct social interactions that are so important for us.
That's not creepy.
Yeah, it is, dude. It is. So I really think that it's important for them to be able to interact with each other socially while they're playing these games. So I always look for content that incorporates multiplayer together, and not like I try to stay away from the competitive stuff too, because I don't competitive stuff too. It's great, but cooperative for what I'm trying to do is so much better, and that is what really is going to develop relationships that are meaningful, rather than the competitive. I'm going to beat you, no, I'm going to beat you.
Like, but I win only.
Exactly, but if you're working together to overcome whatever obstacle you have to overcome, you're gaining stuff out of that. Not just the game that you're playing itself, but in the interactions that you have with your fellow gamers. And you learn how to play roles. You learn where you need to be at certain times, or how you have to communicate with people to get them to do the things that they need to do as well. You have to deal with the fact that they might want to do something that you think might not be good for the group. There's all these different good interactions.
So like team building in a way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
Future CEOs, man.
Yeah. Oh,
awesome.
Man. Yeah. No, you can
dope.
really find it. You can find that stuff there. It's important, I think, for them to get that interaction. And one of the great things about interacting when you're gaming is you're not forced into this like one-on-one, here we are interacting. Like, now I have to look at you and you have to look at me and we have to talk about this serious thing. And that's hard for us as adults. For kids, it's like absolutely petrifying, right? At a lot of times. But if they're gaming together,
or the opposite,
or maybe they're just like, yeah, whatever, yeah,
like, I don't care.
Yeah. It's different strokes.
Because my kids look at me and say the damnedest things, and I'm like, you're not threatened
really?
by me at all.
I'm way bigger than you.
I don't care.
But like, it's that being able to game while they're doing it allows them to put that maybe nervous focus onto the game rather than each other, and then whatever they're talking about and however they have to interact occurs again back to organically, and they're able to kind of develop things that way. So that I love watching that happen.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I think it's great. Very, very interesting to me over the years to see that happen. And like, even when I was in the classroom and I would have all these different kids from all sorts of different places who would never interact with each other, never talk to one another.
Now they're working together.
Now they work together, right? Because they have a game in common that they like, and they have to work together in order to be good at it. That's fantastic, like to have that happen.
Totally
so I like to foster that sort of thing. And there's so much value that comes with it. And then if I can take that and I can move that into that excitement and that engagement into, well, now we're going to start creating our own content and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Then now I know I've arrived and I've done what I wanted to do. So that's where I'm hoping to get to.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are the hours and like programs?
So
just a few minutes left. I want you to get
your no, I
plug in.
I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
He's
sweating.
I'm sweating. I'm okay.
Hours of operation and specific programs.
So we open
like
up
2 minutes.
Right. Okay. We open up from I open up at like 2:00, but we usually have the kids come in like around 3. We allow them in after school, and we stay open for the after school program from 3 to 7. Right now it's just we're drop off base, so they can come in and they can game, and we're small, so I'm always there. I can help them to find what they like and help them to game and even play with them and all sorts of different things, and really help them with that structure. We started our first program, which is a Magic the Gathering card game program, where I have a very interested young man who's teaching the kids how to play that while I facilitate in the background, because I think that that's also important, that I get myself removed from it so that the kids are interacting with each other. We're going to be introducing a D&D program on Saturdays. I have a very awesome DM who's coming in to do things. He's another neighborhood guy. And we'll hopefully be doing that Saturdays from 1 to 4. And then we are going to, if that goes well, we'll have some other sessions during the week as well. I'm going to be starting my own game design program soon after that, probably after the April break. We also have our April camp, which is I'll be running that, and I'll be helping the kids to game physically
And some summertime stuff.
And
as
so,
well.
and yeah, we'll be open all summer long. We have the activities there. And then we just started memberships for 30-day membership for
30 month.
30
Oh,
month.
big.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta.
Like I said, he's brand new.
Yeah,
He
we're
needs that
here for
commitment.
30-day membership.
Website address.
Yeah, spacestationprospect.com. All of the information is on there. You can sign up for whatever you want. If you're an adult gamer and you want to come in and game, we do after hours. You just have to reserve some time. You can come in and play anytime.
And there's a really good bar next door.
Yeah, you go to the bar next door, get yourself a couple of beers, and then you come over and play with us, and then go back to the bar, man. That's what it's all about.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
And parties, whatever you the space is there to give people a good time.
Right.
So
Community served, community oriented.
I am here to let people in and do their thing. So go on the website and reserve some time and enjoy.
That's it. All right, everybody. We're going to blast off. Have an awesome weekend. Hope you get a blast off too. You listen to Entrepreneurial Web. Peace.